Hi, this is Chris German from The Apartment Dealer. Welcome back to The Apartment Dealer Show. This is where we bring you the information, the resources, the network of professionals that will assist you as you build your financial legacy through multifamily investments. We're starting a new segment series here. We're calling it 5-Minute Multifamily. Over the next coming weeks, we're going to break down for you in 5 minutes or less the major facets of underwriting and understanding a multifamily investment. The idea being in 5 minutes or less, you'll have the information needed so that you can underwrite your next investment. My team and I specialize in buildings that are 5 to about 50 units in size. And I'm also a landlord myself. We own, my wife and I, and other buildings with partners, multiple locations. I know what it's like to manage, to show up, to rent vacant units, to go through renovations. I understand both sides of the coin, and we're looking to share this information with you. For today, let's dive into price per unit and price per square foot. Probably the two most easy ways to evaluate a property, and there are two of the 4 major markers. Again, the 4 major markers being capitalization rate, gross rent multiplier, and for today, price per unit, price per square foot. The math to do this is super easy. So let's take a multifamily property. Let's say it's 10 units. And the proposed purchase price is $1 million. All we're going to do is take $1 million divided by the number of units, and that'll give us our price per unit. In this case, that's $100,000 per unit. Now, this is important because, like I've mentioned before, typically there's never 2 buildings that are the same. You might be considering buying a 10 unit, a 6 unit, a 15 unit. They have different unit mixes, right? So bedroom counts, 2 bedrooms, 1 bedrooms, and so forth. You can refer to our video on unit mix. But the idea being here is, how do we evaluate these properties side by side when they're not the same size, they're not in the same geographic location, they're not collecting the same amount of rental income? Well, we look at these 4 major markers, and price per unit is one. So painting in broad strokes, if we're evaluating a property that's all 2-bedroom units versus a building that's all 1-bedroom units, we would assume then that the price per unit is going to be higher, because after all, income property is based on just that, income in terms of the value, and 2 bedrooms collect more money than 1 bedrooms. So again, that's painting in a broad stroke, but in general, the heavier the unit mix is in larger units, larger bedroom counts, the higher price per unit that you can expect to pay. Same goes for capital improvements. If we're comparing 2 properties, one is very original to its construction date. Copper plumbing is not copper, it's actually galvanized. You have the old type push type fuses and these type of things, versus a building where the owner has updated the plumbing to copper. There's brand new sub panels with modern day breakers and so forth. Price per unit, property with greater capital improvement is going to come at a heftier price per unit. Price per square foot. Now, what you'll do here is you're going to take the size of the building, not the land. We're only talking here about the rentable square feet. In other words, the untitled, the property shows that a building, say, is 5,000 feet. Okay, 5,000 rentable square feet. And let's say it's 5 units, so each unit is 1,000 square feet. In order to identify what we're paying on a price per square foot, again, we're going to take the purchase price, divide that by the amount of square feet. So let's say we had $1 million asset. The building itself is 5,000 square feet. Again, the land here, the building could be sitting on 20,000 square feet. It could be sitting on an acre. That has no bearing on price per square feet. We're only evaluating the building. Take $1 million, divide that by 5,000. That will give us our price per square foot. Why is this important? Same idea with price per unit or any of the other markers. When we're trying to size up a building, when we're trying to identify what is the value of a property, we're taking a cross section, if you will, of these 4 markers. It does not just hinge on one marker versus the other. Meaning, a value is not just dependent upon its capitalization rate. It's not just dependent upon gross rent multiplier. And likewise, it's not just dependent upon price per unit or price per square foot. We have to take all things into consideration. So I hope that's helpful. Again, the idea behind 5-Minute Multifamily is to help you in the underwriting of your assets. We hope this assists you. And as always, this is Chris German from The Apartment Dealer, wishing you positive cash flow, tenants who behave, and much protection from Uncle Sam. Thank you.